Hey YouTube, this is your boy Atlantic City Line Rail fan here, and we are back with another live stream. For today's live stream, we'll be doing some fun stuff as usual, and possibly in a little bit, I'll be showing off some of my model trains I have displayed on my shelves in my bedroom. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, I do need to invite some people to the stream from Discord first before I can really get started. Let's see. Now, I do feel a little drowsy right now. I'm not sure if it's from being lightheaded or something like that, but I feel a bit drowsy right now because I was working my ass off all day today. I was all over South Jersey today anyway. Oh yeah. Let's see. I sent the link to them. Who else shall I invite? I want to see if I invite my friend Tom. Alright, let's invite Tom and I guess my friend Dennis. Alright, let's see. I guess invite. Yeah, I don't know who else to invite. Actually, I might as well invite my friend Ren as well. I guess that's all the people I need for this stream. Alright, let me send the link in the live chat. Here's the link to join. And I guess join whenever you are ready. For those who are watching anyway. Oh, I forgot to invite one more person. He's not even in real life friend. He's a online friend. Let's do a actually two of them. Jerry and Luigi. Oh, let's not forget Nick, my other online friend, because he's from Jersey. Where is? Oh, here it is. Who joined? Yo, Colin.
Hey, what's up?
I'm waiting for some other people to join at the moment. Hopefully,
Alright.
those other people do join. So far, I invited Jerry, Ren, and Luigi.
Alright, cool, decent. That's decent. By the way, yesterday was my birthday.
I saw that. Happy late birthday.
Thank you.
No problem.
I got a scanner.
I said happy birthday to you on Facebook in case you didn't know.
Oh, okay. I totally forgot this. My bad. My bad.
It's alright.
But thank you anyway.
No problem.
I got a scanner for my birthday.
Oh, that's nice. I have one too. Mine don't really work that good though. Either that or I don't even know how to use it. I don't think I know how to use it properly, to be honest though.
Is it a Uniden? BC
Yes,
125.
yes.
I thought I didn't know, but I started getting used to it very quickly.
Lucky you. It could, you know what? Maybe my scanner don't really work that good after all. Anything's possible because I got mine off of eBay.
Yes, I got mine off Amazon.
I see.
Yeah, I was eating a cupcake
Let's see.
for my birthday weekend. Tomorrow I'll be going Ralph Fanning.
All right, that's nice. Well, lucky you. I didn't really go Ralph Fanning this. Well, not that much this past week anyway.
I see.
All right. I also decided to invite Alex too. Hopefully he joins.
Yeah, I want to. Haven't
All
seen
right.
him in a while.
I think that's all the people we need.
Yeah.
Yo, Avery, long time no see, bro. What's good? Yo, I gotta send the link in the live chat again because I want him to join. Yo, join, Avery. Hold up. All right. I am going to actually. What I decided to plan on to do for this stream is like probably right around now. I'm gonna show some of my recent model trains and some other ones that I've either showed people before that my older model trains. Now I know that most of the people I'm friends with have already saw them. There are some that haven't. For those that have seen them though, you probably already know that they were very unique ones. Hey Avery.
Hey, Avery.
Long time no see, bud.
Yes, long time no see.
I'm gonna if you possibly give me a second, I will start showing off some of my model trains.
Yep.
Turn my camera on. I want to put myself in full layout. Before we get started with the trains on my shelves, I like to show you some cool other rolling stock I got today. And here they are. Chessie System, former Baltimore and Ohio gondolas.
Ooh,
Now
those
I
are nice.
think
That's pretty cool.
thanks. I think these are MTH if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these are MTH. They're one actually, believe it or not, these are the early MTH ones. These are the earlier era from MTH from the early 2000s, believe it or not.
Oh, nice.
We're going to set those aside and start getting my trains off the shelf. Starting with my pre-war collection. I got all sorts of pre-war stuff on here. Not even just Lionel, but also Ives and American Flyer.
Oh, nice.
Now, the only thing that is not pre-war is this Blue Comet Serial. This is an MTH Rail King set. I decided to put this on here because of the pre-war Lionel Blue Comet set I got over here, which is not in the greatest condition, but I guess it is what it is.
Yeah.
Get started. We are going to have a look at the pre-war Blue Comet engine, the 263E.
Oh wow.
This is
Does it
probably
run?
one of, if not the most rarest pre-war era engine out there.
Mm.
Now you see they have like two different versions of the 263. They got the gunmetal version, which is the more lower end version. That usually ranges from, I'd have to say, about $500 to $800. The Blue Comet, however, just the engine itself can range from $900 to at least $1,200.
Mm.
So, and that's because this is a very rare find right here. And out of all places I found this, an antique shop I went to a while back in Bridgeton, New Jersey, like right around the Deerfield Township area of Bridgeton. I got this.
Does it run?
I got it with the whole, well, basically the whole set. The only thing that's missing is the baggage car, which I actually have that too with another set. We'll get to that in a little bit, though. Now, the only thing I do not like about this is that the roof on the cab is missing, but I plan on getting that fixed at some point. The same deal with the rear bogies. Now, when I got this did not run before. I got it fixed and got cleaned up a bit, and now it runs good. Like it runs like the same day it was made.
Does it run still?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
The 263E with both the gunmetal one was made between 1932 to 1935.
Oh wow.
The Blue Comet one was made between 1935 and 1936. So this is a extremely rare find, and mainly because they only made it for 1 year.
Mm.
And yeah, even despite only making it for 1 year, it was very popular. And that's because the Blue Comet, the real life one, was very famous.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of people rode that from Jersey City to Atlantic City years ago. We're going to put this back on the shelf and look at our next part of the set, which is the Tender.
The Tender?
Yes.
That's
Now,
tender.
this type of Tender, pre-war era Tenders, these are my personal favorite with the design right here and the tank design here too. Now, these are very rare, actually. You don't even see these that much anymore, especially the Blue Comet ones and gunmetal ones. Now, this should be the 263E Tender. Yeah, it is actually. The Tender is also another very high-end one. The gunmetal one would be probably, I'd say, range from $400 to about $700. So that's like just about as much money as the engine right there. The Blue Comet Tender, because it's much more rare than the gunmetal one, that could range from about $1,000 to $1,200. Again, almost as much money as the engine. Because did you know the Tenders are actually harder to find than the engines? That would be why it's so expensive. Because the Tenders and the baggage car are the two rarest things of this set. So the Tender is more rare there, so I'm even lucky I have this. And the baggage car from the other set. So that means a lot to me right there.
So you look at those template trains right I see over there?
Yes, these are all, except for this one, these are all template. From Lionel Ives and American Flyer. The next part of the set is the Pullman passenger car.
That's nice.
Now, this here is probably the most cheapest part of the set. That doesn't mean it's cheap at all, though. But, now you see, they got these in all different versions. They got a red version, and, actually, I think that's about it. Wait, I think they had a green version anyway. Maybe not, though. Well, if that's the case, the red version, which I forget, it's number 613. Same deal with this one. The 613 Pullman standard passenger car. The red version only ranges from about $200 to about $300. This car, however, because this is the Blue Comet, obviously, this could range from $300 to about $400.
Oh wow, insane.
Yes, absolutely. Hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah. Now the sad part about this is that the couple over here is a little bent, and I wonder if I can fix that a little bit. Nope. That's sad. And there's some rust on this. Well, the entire set was rusty, actually. Hold on. Sorry about that. Now, I had some other trains behind me, but we're not going to be showing those because, well, they're really not that special, honestly. All right. Next is the last part of this set, which is the observation card. Now, this one is in a particularly bad condition, though, especially on this side. There's rust marks all over the place.
Oh wow.
Unfortunately, but other than that, I still like this car because this is another pretty expensive car, more expensive than that car too. Now these are also found in the red version too. This is number 614. The red version could range anywhere from $300 to $500. This car, however, could possibly range. Well, the Blue Comet one can range anywhere from $500 to $700.
Oh wow.
That's like around the same exact price as the gunmetal 263E, and that's pretty expensive.
Expensive hell.
Well, I don't know if it's expensive for this. To put it this way, it's a very high-end price.
Definitely.
As well, these are high-end trains. Very rare finds. Next, we'll be doing the MTH Blue Comet. This is the... Now, you see, MTH has two different versions of the Blue Comet. They have the Rail King and the Premier version. The Premier, I really want to get my hands on one day. Because that one, I honestly like it better than the Rail King.
Totally agree.
Engine. Now, would you believe me that I got that entire set right there for only $10?
Gee.
That's a cool set.
Yeah, only 10.
Mm.
And it runs.
Yes. Now let me explain something, a little detail about this. I got this set over here from some young kids that were selling it after their father died, apparently, from Hamilton. It was some yard sale. I think it was around that time they were doing the springtime Hamilton yard sale. It's called the Hamilton Townwide Yard Sale. They only, I think they only do it twice a year. Maybe I can't exactly remember though. Maybe it's either once a year or twice a year. They did not know what this set was at all. That's why they only sold it to me for about $10. Would you believe me, however, if I told you this whole set in total, $800 for the entire
That's crazy.
set. The engine itself, the 831, one of my personal favorite engine from the Blue Comet. That's why I got this, because my personal favorite engine. If I'm not mistaken, the engine itself can range anywhere from $400 to about $600. And this engine right here is probably from the early 2010s, I have to assume. And back then, it was only about, probably only ranged from 300 to 500. 10 years later, now it ranges from, what was it again? Oh, 400 to 600. Think about how much this set would be 50 years later. How much this would be.
I imagine.
It would be at least $2,000, if not more.
Damn.
This could be a $2,000 set one day. Not that I'm ever going to sell this. I'm keeping this until I die. But yeah, I feel very blessed to have this. Even if it's the low quality one, I still feel blessed to have this. Now, the only thing I didn't like about the engine is that it's a little shorter than it should be. Not that I'm surprised, because again, it's a Rail King. The Rail King is the older version and more low quality version. Also, Pat's here. Long time no see. Also, why the hell did you call me daddy? What the fuck? Wrestling, it doesn't matter. Now that I think about it, I haven't checked the 3 dots. It doesn't matter though. Alright, where was I? Oh, so the MTH Rail King version, this whole set is, I think they made this between 2011 and 2013. One second, I think one of my friends from Snapchat. Hey, what's this all about? Is it? All right, let's see. All right. Well then, let's get back to what I was doing. This set right here was made between 2011 and 2013. This is the Rail King version. Then we got who the hell?
That's weird.
You don't look young anymore. You look older. Yes, you're correct, Pat. I do look older. And the crazy part is I'm only 14 still.
And he grew almost a beard.
Yes.
That's lucky you, because I didn't grow nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
the only bad part about it is that people mistaken me for a 30-some-year-old man. And the bad part about it is that people think I'm a pedophile, which I don't like at all. That shit's a bit fucked up, though.
Dang.
Well, I guess sometimes you gotta ignore the haters, though, because
Exactly.
as long as you know you're not that type of person, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
And if you got people that support you, that matters even more. Depending on how you feel, anyway. So the MTH Premier version of the Blue Comet, that is actually basically a brand new set to MTH. if I'm not mistaken, that was made back in 2021. I think I'm not sure if they're still doing production on him. I would have to assume that they ended that last year though. So I mean, if it was only ended last year, then obviously they're not hard to find at all. It probably won't be for many years to come anyway. So yeah. The next part we are going to look at is the tender. Now, unlike the pre-war version, the Lionel pre-war version, the tender is not the rare part about this. It is one of the cooler parts, though. As you can see this little wire here?
I see.
Now, this is how you see the MTH Rail Tank set and even the Premier set. Ever heard of what DCC is?
Yes, totally. I have some DCC.
Yes. This set is a DCC set. So it makes all the sounds. Heck, it even smokes, believe it or not. I would have to.
Nice.
My layout wasn't fucked up right now. I could show you.
Yeah, I have a steam engine that has that smokes.
And that's nice.
Yeah. Comes with smoke fluid.
Okay. Now, as you can see, the tender also controls the smoke unit. There's a little switch, I don't know if you can see that. It's like right here. Over here, you would have to put it like over here to turn it off. And back to here for it to turn back on.
Interesting. There's a switch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Notice this. Ever notice the switches that are on? How do I say this? Yeah, I actually forgot how to describe that honestly, but oh well. Now the cooler part. I'm gonna get the pre-war tender again. Obviously, the difference between this and this tender, the logos. First, we'll point out the logos. The Lionel one, because it's pre-war, has the old Lionel logo from the 30s, and this has the actual CNJ logo, the New Jersey Central logo.
I think
the other major difference is design and features and electronics inside. Starting with the pre-war tent. Hold on. Sorry about that.
it's all right.
Dropped it. This is the pre-war tender. The 263E. Now, the features inside, the only real feature is like the whistle. Yes, they had whistles in these back in the 30s. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. That would be considered the old-fashioned DCC.
Yeah. Well, know something about those tenders? Those kind of tank-looking tenders. So as you see, so with those steam engines that have that kind of tender, they're not using coal. Instead, they're using some kind of fuel, steam fuel.
Yes, you're correct. They were using oil actually in the 50s. Now you see, they didn't start making these type of tenders, the real life ones, until the mid to late 20s. And this is the model version of it. This was made around the early to mid 30s, actually all the way up until the early 40s.
6-axle tender.
Yes, they actually had these in both. Sorry, not right now. I'm as you can see, I'm in the middle of something.
We're streaming right now.
Yeah. And now you see they actually had these in the 4-axle version when they first started making them in the mid 20s, but the rest of them were 4-axle. However, I mean not 4-axle, 6-axle. They were 6-axle up until I think the mid to late 40s. Now here's where things interesting. That's nice, but we're not watching that right now.
Right.
Sorry about that. Now here's where things get interesting. For around the later years of the New York Central and Union Pacific Railroad. Now you all have probably for the New York Central, you all have probably already heard of the New York Central Niagara steam engines, right?
I think so.
Well, the Niagara
too.
steam the Niagara steam engines. Ever saw those New York Central engines that look like 484 Northerns? Well, because they are on the New York Central. I guess. But yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll go on my phone. Real quick. What's this? One second. Sorry about that, guys. I was texting one of my friends actually. Wait, what's this? Lionel did have a leg. Really, I didn't even know that Lionel had a Lionel Legacy blue comment. I know they had a Lion Chief, but not a Legacy though.
Yeah, they actually had.
Lionel Legacy. Oh, cool. Yep. Oh, they have their.
Yeah, let me actually get back on my phone.
Dude, that's crazy. I'm looking at a Lionel Legacy locomotive, and there's a F unit, and it is ready in Northern.
Yeah.
XNS.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Let me search up the New York Central.
Thank God.
Niagara. Hold on. Niagara. Niagara steam engine. Now let me just put Niagara 484. Make things more simple. Okay, good. It came up. All right, Colin. This here is what a 484 Niagara steam engine looks like from the New York Central.
Oh, I've seen those before.
Hold on.
Yes, I've seen those.
Yes, they are actually extinct now, sadly.
Unfortunately, I wonder who built those locomotives.
Yeah, they're all gone now. Same deal with the Hudsons.
Yeah, I don't know if Baldwin or Lima.
I think the Niagaras were both the Hudsons and the Niagaras were Alco.
Oh, Alco. Okay, yeah, I know it's Alco steam engines.
Wait, let me see the Niagara.
The UP big boys are Alcos.
1 second. Right here.
I heard of those engines.
Yes, they were actually very unique engines.
I know who would like those.
They were probably the only railroad, the only engines on that railroad that were what are called smoke deflectors.
Oh,
Yep.
Mike.
Yeah.
Something cool. Andrew would definitely like to see that. My IRL friend.
Oh, okay. Is he
Yeah.
able to join?
He's not online yet, but
Oh,
he's
okay.
not online.
No problem.
Anyways,
Alright.
I'm gonna get off for the night.
Oh, okay.
I
Good night.
gotta get rest for real fanning tomorrow.
Got it.
Yeah, have a good night. I'll see you
Good
tomorrow.
night.
See you.
All right. So let's get back to what I was talking about with the oil tenders. I think that's what these are called. Around the later years of the New York Central, and the Union Pacific, let's mostly talk about the New York Central's part with this. Around the 19 mid to late 1940s, I'm not sure which year, when the Niagara 484s were built, hold on. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you for correcting me on that. They were going to make a duplex out of that. That one I did not know. Thank you for providing me with that information. That actually means a lot. So, in the mid to late 1940s, when the Niagara 484s were being built, they had to design another kind of oil tender. However, now you see the Niagara engines, they were not only were they very big, the boilers especially, but it's also important to note because of that, I'm not sure if it was some kind of design flaw with it too. Whatever it was, they needed a lot more steam pressure
Yeah, they
and
really
cooling
did.
water for it to function properly. Well, it wouldn't be cooling water; it'd just be oil and I guess water.
Yeah, the Niagaras were successors to the Hudsons.
Yes, they actually were.
Mm.
Believe it or not, there's this one video. I'm not sure if you. Yeah, I actually forgot his channel name. Actually, I forgot his name honestly. He made a video regarding the top 15 extinct American steam engines. One of them on his list was the Hudson and Niagara's together.
Because they're highly circulated.
Now, I did research on that when I was a kid, actually. I was 7 years old when I did research on that.
I watched that too.
Wow. And I was always curious around that time onto why they always put the Hudsons with the Niagaras. And I finally found out the reason why. Back then I did anyway. It was because the Niagaras were the successor of the Hudsons. The backstory behind it is the Hudsons were built for many years between, I think, the early 20s to early 30s. And then around the 30s, they streamlined some of their Hudsons because around that time, streamlining was becoming a real major thing for railroading all over the country, actually. And the Hudsons, while they were successful, when some of them started being rebuilt back into their original design, that did happen actually, including another engine, number 5344, which is one of the more famous Hudsons. Because did you know? Would you believe it? I'm not entirely sure if this one thing was true. I don't know for sure. Ever heard of the Commodore Vanderbilt?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that.
5344 was actually redesigned into the Commodore Vanderbilt Streamline design.
Yeah,
Speaking of, I actually have the Lionel pre-war version of that. I'll take that down in a minute.
and
5344, I'm not sure if this one rumor is true, though. It had two different Streamline rebuilds around its career. I think it was the first one was the one for the 20th Century Limited, and I think they had another one for the Commodore Vanderbilt,
yeah,
which didn't last much longer because eventually it was rebuilt back into its old design afterwards. And because some of the Hudsons got rebuilt back into their old design, that meant that now New York Central is going to have to find something a little bit more successful. Now you see, that's where the Niagaras became a thing for the New York Central.
yeah. They came to be.
Now, the major difference between a Hudson and a Niagara, the Hudsons are a 464, and they're not as big. They are big. They were big engines, just not like big.
Yeah, not big.
The Niagaras, however, those are 484 Northerns. Actually, those things were big. Let's put now the thing is, some of the 484 Northerns are bigger than other 484 Northerns. Like, here's an example. Milwaukee Road 261. We can compare that to Norfolk and Western 611. Believe it or not, 261 was actually a little bigger than 611.
Yeah,
And the Niagaras might have been a little bigger than 261.
and also the streamlined version, the 20th Century Limited version of the Hudsons, became the basis for Connor from Thomas and Friends.
Oh, yes, that one I know about. I've known about that since I was younger, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was 5, I knew about that. And 5 years old was when I had just gotten started with rail fanning.
Mm-hmm.
Now we should get back to this part right here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, before we do that, the Niagara's tenders were actually bigger oil tenders. Now let's just say this is a 6-axle tender. Would you believe that on the Niagara's tenders they had how much was it? They had about at least 8 axles. Now that's a lot. Another difference was they were also a lot longer, and here's where things get interesting. Over here around the wheels, there used to be these pipe things, small, tiny pipe things that used to blow out steam from the tender. Because you see, now I'm not sure if it was some kind of design flaw with the tenders. Whatever it was, not all the water. Hold on. Sorry about that. Now, this is where things get interesting. I'm not sure if it was some kind of design flaw or what. But whatever it was, not all of the water would make it to the boiler of the engine from the tender. Some of it would still boil in the tender. And that was actually an issue with some of the other oil tenders. So if there was oil or water that wouldn't completely burn up in the tender because they couldn't make it to the boiler of the engine, These little pipe things that would be right here on the trucks, once that water and oil would evaporate, it would come out as steam coming out of there. That's what those were for. I think, if you ask me, it's really cool. Now we can do the MTH Rail King tender. Now, like I said, the only real good features about this tender was that it had the whistling sound. Now, the whistling sound was triggered by an electrical, I think some kind of electricity from the tracks. If you look on the bottom, this here, now usually these things are used on the engines, actually. They would usually be used on engines for electricity from the middle rail. And if you look closer, there's electric wires in there. That would trigger the electricity in there, making some kind of whistling sound, which I think is really unique. Now, as for this, trains, well, model trains anyway, O-Gauge has came a long way in more recent years. If you look on the bottom, there is a speaker. It's like underneath this truck over here, this bogie. Just like the pre-war tender, there's the thing in the middle for the middle rail. The only other difference, though, is that the electricity in here is how the engine itself gets powered. Also, not to mention that electricity goes through this wire over here. Now, I'm going to show you how they connect. On the the back of the Blue Comet engine, there's a little plug-in thing over here that plugs, where you can plug in the wire from the tender. Now, watch real quick as I do this. You gotta hook it up like that. And for it to completely work properly, you gotta hook it up to the tender properly like that. And it's a really unique feature in my opinion.
That is really good.
All right, so we unhook that and we're going to put these back. As well as the pre-war tender. All right, next part of this set is a very unique part of the set, which is the baggage car. This here is what if I told you this is actually, just like the pre-war set, the most expensive car in the set? The only difference is that this car is actually much more than that tender over there.
Yeah.
The reason is because these are very hard to find now with the full set. With the original set it was with. These are hard to find. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that both passenger cars actually light up. We'll get to that part in a bit with the Pullman standard one. So, back in the day, these would be used to put luggage in for like a cross journey trains. The Blue Comet was no exception to this. The only difference was it didn't really go out of state. It still was in Jersey. It just went from north to south.
Yeah, the C&J locomotives are extinct now.
Yeah, most of them anyway. One, the Camelback still exists though, which is pretty good though. Let's see. Now the only other good feature is on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that MTH Electric Trains Incorporated. Now I don't know. I'm not sure if I look good enough, but I don't think that's on the bottom of those cars though. The other good thing though is if you see right here, there's the handbrake.
That's pretty
This
nice.
is the modern feature with the model trains of today. The old trains did not have that at all. No, that's why that's would probably be one of the reasons why model railroaders are more interested into the modern Blue Comet than they are into the vintage Blue Comet. Believe it or not. So remember how I told you that the engine itself, could range anywhere from $400 to $600. I think I forgot to tell you that the tender actually is almost as much as the engine. That can range from $300 to $500. The tender, I mean not the tender, the baggage car. Now get ready for this one. The baggage car is actually like just about the same amount of money as the engine. That means this baggage car is like $400 to $600. That's because these are hard to find.
Yeah, due to the whole set, you
Yes.
cannot.
At least with the whole
find
set, now they're easy to find individually. But with the whole set though, and the original set it was made with, now that is unheard of almost. That is almost unheard of. All right, next part is the Pullman car. This is one of my more personal favorite cars. A lot of detail, which is the reason.
Yeah.
Hello. Now let's get the pre-war line now one up real quick so I can show you something. Now, this here, the major difference, if you look on the bottom, you'll see that that these used to light up. Well, both cars actually light up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the diesels replaced them on the Blue Comet.
Yes, they did, sadly.
Yeah.
Now there's another cool feature, and that's the roof. Watch this real quick. The roof actually comes off.
Wait, so it does.
Yeah. Now you see, the reason why they were made like this is you see that light bulb in there?
Mm-hmm.
In case the light bulb died, they could replace that and put a new one in.
Yeah, like that.
Now here's another unique feature. You see this, the windows?
Yeah.
If you look inside, look how it's designed like that. That was made to look like that as if there were actual seats.
Yeah, like actual passengers sitting in the seats.
Yes, you're correct. And even now they've come a long way with that because back then they were basically fused together. Today, the seats are a bit more separated and have also been relocated elsewhere in the car. Now we got that back on now. Now the same deal with both of them on how the electricity gets in here. As you see, the wires they go up there into the car, and they power the bulb. Now you see, the older cars only have one bulb, believe it or not. However, the Pullman, the MTH Rail King one, has more than one bulb. I think it has at least 3 bulbs.
Yeah, it does.
Actually, it would be more like 2, actually, because of both of the bogies are hooked up by the wires.
Yep.
So there would be like one light bulb here and another light bulb here.
That looks cool.
Indeed, it is. Now, another thing that's pretty similar is where the electric roller thing is in the middle. That they get the electricity. Actually, all cars with that feature that are electric powered have to have that. That's really the only way that they'll light up.
Yeah.
Or do other fancy stuff like what they do today.
That's weird.
I'll put these back on here. Now, before we get started with the other car, this will be the last one I'm doing because I'm actually starting to get a little lightheaded right now. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Here's the last part of the MTH set. And this is the observation car.
Yeah.
Now, this car right here is the only thing is that this car is about the same price as the Pullman car, I think. Actually, it's the same exact price as the Tender, 300 to 500. The Pullman standard car is only about $100 to about $300.
Yeah, it is about $300.
If not less than that. Because the Pullman standard cars are very easy to find.
Yep.
Now, the observation car are also pretty easy to find too, especially with the complete set. The only reason why this is more high end is because of it's the observation car. It's got that more unique design because of this at the back. Another thing I would like to point out, though, is you see on most of the O gauge observation cars, even with the modern ones today,
Yep.
they do not have the coupler at the rear. This one does, though. That's why this is a very unique feature. For this anyway, it is.
MTH also own New York Central Niagara's.
Yes, they do. They're very they are very expensive though. Even I can't even afford them. Now I got the pre-war observation car. Now here's one of the differences I noticed. See the lights on the rear of the car? Passenger car. On the pre-war one, the lights were located here. Now I'm not sure if these still work. These either do not work anymore or they never did work, which could mean they were just really for looks, I guess. Whoever owned this back then was playing with the set and running the train. Now with the modern one, you'll see the lights are located here instead of the very back. Or for this, that would be more like the front or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like with the other cars, it's also got the handbrake still, which means a lot to me because Most of these cars don't even have the handbrake anymore. This one does, though. And you're probably wondering, what's so special about the handbrake on model railroading? Well, for one, it's a very unique feature because most of the even modern rolling stock, if it was played with a lot, some parts obviously are going to eventually go missing. They're going to break off.
Yep.
However, I don't really run this set that often, so thankfully I don't have that issue. I mean, I did run it often for a while, but I was very careful with this set because someday this is going to be a $2,000 set in the next 5 decades. And that just means a lot to me. Well, we're just going to put these back on the shelf and I guess wrap it up here.
Yep.
Because I need to relax now before something happens. I like to, I'm going to remove you for a minute. I'll add you back afterwards. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed that. And it was very interesting on some of the history behind some of these trains. But anyways, I hope you like, share, and subscribe and drop a comment in the question. I mean, not the questions. What the fuck am I doing? Drop a question in the comments. I need some rest though because the way I just fucked that up proves I need some rest now. Well, without a further ado, I will see you all on the next stream, and make sure to click the notification bell to get notified about more streams coming on. I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night and peace out.